Preeti, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh talks about how he actually fell off. And that's how he managed to, take his seatbelt off and escape. Actually, just he got up and walked away from the crash site. I mean, this is nothing short of a miracle. It happens, but it's extremely infrequent. It's not happened so often in the past. But there are big questions that remain on how did he survive after that heat of the fuselage, after the impact of the crash, isn't it? How is he doing at this point in time, Preeti?
Are you asking me, Sneha?
Yes, Preeti.
Sneha, was that for me? All right. Okay, Sneha,
Yes.
for what we do know, because the Prime Minister did visit him, and after that we did, of course, see that interview given to another organization by Vishwas Kumar. And the fact is, Sneha, he is, like I said, a miracle in all of this. If 242 passengers were there, 241 have been designated killed and one walked out, so one can very well imagine that it is that Hail Mary moment when it came down to this crash. And what is also, fascinating, one would say, is the sheer fact that he walked out, A, walked out, B, walked out with very little burns. He just has a burn on one side of his thigh, is what we are being told. Otherwise, hematoma injury. So he, actually walked out possibly before the entire aircraft was engulfed in a ball of fire. But, what he also did say, and it's important to note during that interview, and I'll ask my camera person, Sanjay, to actually zoom in, because this is where the tail end is there. And he said, I wasn't part, I did not, where at least my seat was there, it wasn't near the tail end or the mess. And understandably, because he was in 11A. So that's a seat right up front of the aircraft near the cockpit. To give our viewers perspective, so this is the tail end right up ahead. You can see those three charred buildings. That was the hostel area. The tail end was lodged in the mess area. That is where the plane had crash landed, had crashed into the mess area. And those three buildings up ahead were the hostel. And that is the area, of course, where the engine, and one of the engines is actually found intact, is what we've been given to understand. And that, in effect, on its own, is going to be a case study of a separate investigation, because both of the engines had failed in this Dreamliner. So that is also the area where what you say, Vishwas Kumar, Sneha, was actually, his seat, or at least where his part of the aircraft crashed in that area, and he was able to move out and walk out. Once again, I want to just take our viewers through on the importance of the developments that have happened over the last 30 minutes, Neha, and that is finding, the black box. And if Naga is still with us, I'd like to, if you allow me, ask him one question, because if you actually, this was something that the investigative agencies, and there are multiple agencies that are working together, looking to figure out if the black box was found. And once it's been found, it's going to be crucial in terms of information on three fronts, Neha.
As far as the recovery of the black box is concerned, but a moment to discuss the man, the lone survivor, who walked away from the crash site. And you can take a look at those pictures, essentially, that had gone completely viral, of Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, the 45-year-old British national, who actually realized that he is alive. Imagine what a moment that would have been. Of course, trauma as well. Also, given the fact that Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, his own brother, was seated next to him, and he perished in that fatal attack. I'm going to go back to Preeti, also discussing the recovery of the black box and the very fact that this is obviously going to offer important clues into how the Dreamliner crashed. Preeti.
That's what I was talking about, Sneha, because the development in the last 30 minutes, away from the human side is all too overbearing, and I would think, that would be etched in civil aviation history in India forever. But talking about the tactical side of it, the discovery of the black box will now be crucial, where the Dreamliner 787 is concerned, on multiple factors. On three main factors, the black box will help. Number one, all the conversations that were recorded in the cockpit now will, one can identify what really happened. Number two, on all mechanical sounds that take place inside a cockpit. So whatever distress signals that were sent out, the machine noise, the beeps, all of that is now going to be lodged into the memory of the black box. And that is going to be crucial, Sneha, because multiple agencies are going to investigate on what really went down. And it will have a bearing on not just this particular crash of the 787 Dreamliner, but will possibly have a bearing on other Boeing aircrafts as well, aircrafts as well. Number three, Sneha, mechanical parameters, over 1,000 parameters would be lodged in to that black box. And the present day, Gen X black box are a plug in and plug out, kind of devices where they're plugged into a particular device and all the information is immediately gotten out. So it could very well be plugged into a computer, and through that basis of that computer, all the kind of three parameters that we actually spoke of will be disseminated. So these three factors are crucial right now to understand where we stand in terms of investigation. Was it a pilot error? Was it, a mechanical fault in this particular aircraft? Was it a problem with settings? Was it what many people are still speculating, just a bird hit? And there is a bird problem where the Ahmedabad airport is concerned. And, we've seen this over the course of, the last 24 hours. And most air aviation, experts would say that there is a bird problem where the Ahmedabad airport is concerned. But having said that, all of those parameters would be now recorded. So the bearing of the findings of what comes out of the black box is going to be imperative to know what really went wrong, and does that limit it to this particular ill-fated Dreamliner 787 AI-171 flight, or will it have far-reaching implications? Mind you, we must bear right now in our minds that this is an investigation that has gone beyond just Indian investigative agencies. There are members of the Boeing and lots of other countries who have the Dreamliner, are interested, are inquisitive, are impacted with what has really gone down in the last 24 hours right here in Ahmedabad. So Naga, I want to pull you in on this because that's most imperative right now, because the new age black box devices are plug in, and you would be able to get in all the kind of information immediately, and this could in fact have far-reaching consequences and implications, something that could be limited very well to what we see behind me, which is this particular aircraft. Was it just a malfunction which was limited to this ill-fated flight, or will it actually have implications on other Boeing aircrafts as well, other Dreamliners as well?
Well, irrespective of what the implications or the data comes out, Preeti, most likely it will have implications on other Boeing 787 unless it was a pilot error, unless pilot manually pushed a lever, ensured the engines were cut off or the flaps were retracted. If these are the points that comes out of the investigation, then there'll be no implications. But if it was a technical glitch, yes, definitely there would be implications of Boeing 787 across the world. And already a DGCA and Minister of Civil Aviation Authority has just put out notification of checks to be done starting from 15 June on all 787 that is flying in India. There have to be checks of power control because all these control systems that pilots uses are fly-by-wire. It's not manual. Hydraulics and electronic systems, motors are used. If to turn right, to turn left, to turn to pull up and pull down, all these are done electronically or through hydraulics. And checks have to be done starting from 15th is what the notification says. And not just that, all electronics have to be checked, all hydraulic systems have to be checked, and every 2 weeks there has to be a subsequent throat check is what the DGCA notification says. Seems like already the DGCA and the Ministry of Civil Aviation have pulled up their socks to say that we are going to ensure double checks are being done on 787 so that no further accidents or incidents happen. Considering there have been issues with the Boeing 787, whistleblowers have put out reports on what the issues were since 2014.